Hey everybody, how you doing today? It's Mark from tenttable.com as well as our affiliate company, zoomblowers.com. Can't believe it's almost fall. I mean, here we are into September. A lot of the places up in the Northeast, for instance, are going to be starting to wind down their rental season, unfortunately, as the weather gets cooler. Looking outside right now, we got rain forecasted for the next couple of days. And this is the time of year where a lot of people will start focusing on cleaning their equipment, getting it ready for winter storage. But, you know, even if you're in an area where you're still moving quickly, okay, I wanted to spend some time talking about some of the other Zoom products that we have. Everybody knows that we strive to manufacture one of the most energy efficient, reliable, inflatable blowers in the industry. But people might not understand that Zoom also has floor dryers, axial fans, dehumidifiers. To a lot of the people in just the inflatable industry, they may not see the immediate need for products like this, but a lot of our customers are in the general rental and party rental business. So these are products that they're used to seeing and used to using. I know in our warehouses, when we're preparing for the fall, where sometimes it's a little too cool outside to get something blown up, or as the outside ambient temperature dries, we might get something back that in August would have dried in 6 hours. Now we're looking at a bounce house that's taking all day to dry. A lot of times we'll use floor dryers. So we have floor dryers that are going to be from a 5th horsepower up to a 1 horsepower. This is a very nice small unit, okay? Lightweight, quiet. Not only do I use these things throughout my offices when I'm cleaning, okay, or if I'm bringing back water slides and I put them on my concrete floor, I want to get that water off, so I'm going to use any of these style of floor dryers. But a small unit like this is so nice, small, and convenient to put right inside a bounce house, let it run, and let it get everything dried out. You know, I know you guys might say, why would I do that? I already have a bounce house blower. Bounce house blowers are loud, and they're really not distributing the air, okay, in a flat, wide fan that a floor dryer will do. Here's one of our 3rd horsepower floor dryers. Something that's kind of nice about this is it has a carpet clamp, okay? I will actually use these when I'm drying tarps. Let's say I'm drying one of my smaller tent tops that I've had to wash. I'll actually put the tent top underneath here. I'll tighten this down. I'll put a small weight on the other 2 corners, and that way I'm not blowing the tent top off of the floor dryer, but I'm getting a good flow of air underneath it, okay, continuous in a very wide, short fashion that helps to eliminate a lot of the moisture. If space is an issue, these are a low profile floor dryer, very nice units. They will stack on top of each other. These have become very, very popular in any of the remediation, storm cleanup, and fire cleanup circuits because they're much smaller than this larger unit. Okay, stacked 3 or 4 on top of each other. They have an hour meter. Most of the floor dryers, from this here even to our smaller one, will have a convenience outlet on it, so you can actually gang 2 or 3 of them together. Your amperage draw is going to be considerably less than a floor dryer, which is also important if you've got to get 2 or 3 units running at the same time. You know, your bounce house blower, because it's going to have a much higher water column or static pressure, is going to draw more power. Floor dryers, almost every floor dryer out there is going to be used either right on the ground or can be put up in the air. And that even comes in handy depending on what type of inflatable or drying condition that you have. Axial fans. Axial fans, good for a few different reasons, okay? If I'm working inside of a warehouse and I need to get some of the humidity out there, you know, there's times that we'll come back from a delivery on a wet weekend with a bunch of water slides. You walk in the warehouse, it's just dripping with humidity, nothing's drying. I'm going to use this to exhaust it, as well as move more air overall. Another product that I find very useful, and this is something that, you know, a lot of smaller inflatable operators, even some of the large ones, might use a storage area for their inflatables in the off season. Years ago, I was using shipping containers. I would pack as many inflatables in a shipping container that I could. I would go into those things in the spring. I would pull out one of my bounce houses. It was stored clean. I thought it was stored dry, but it always seemed to have some sort of light film of a mold on it. So we'll use, you know, when we're storing stuff in a certain area that I'm not going to have a lot of heat in it, all right, a lot of air moving, I'll put a dehumidifier inside that storage container, inside that garage, and I'll let the dehumidifier run. Go in there. I mean, if it's dry storage, I might turn it on for a day. I'm doing other stuff. I might leave it off for 3 or 4 days, go in and turn it on again, and just get that moisture out of the air, because I think a lot of people have probably had the same thing happen where you open up a tent or a bounce house in the spring, and lo and behold, what you thought was going to be clean and ready for rent needs to be cleaned right after. So using any of these floor products can really kind of help maintain your equipment, dry your equipment, as well as in this day and age, okay, you've got a lot of people that are setting up tents now. The tents are going to be up for long periods of time. They might be COVID testing tents. They may be a restaurant tent. And if people don't have a large fan in there, even a floor dryer running to get some air moving around is just nice to circulate, move some of the air out of the tent. And the floor dryers are relatively quiet. So when you're hooking up a traditional bounce house blower, it's going to be very, very noisy. So these are the type of products that we like to promote in the fall for the rental companies or anybody down in the south. You know, if you rent something, you might be getting calls for remediation. I know we had some hurricanes hitting this season, some larger storms, and products like this are kind of a must-have for any general rental company. And it's also a way to sometimes expand, because if your Taylor rental down the street is out of something, they may even call a tent or a bounce house company to see if you have something like this for rent and add on to some of your revenue. But take a look at our website, zoomblowers.com. A lot of great products out there, and I hope everybody has a outstanding fall and winter, and that everyone's season has been going well.